Aloha. Hi. You know, for many years, my friends/students, because they're all the same, aren't they? We all learn from each other. We all teach each other. But anyway, they've been asking me to start making regular recordings just to remind them, just to be a prompt for them to remember they can live lives that are so full of purpose and passion and peace, and how they can learn to give and receive love so that their lives have meaning. So I was always too busy, and I was doing lots of great things, raising family and teaching and all of that. But now I think Goddess knows what she's doing, because recently I moved to my favorite island. I was dealing with my own health issues, and I fell and broke my wrist and my thumb and my arm. And so all of a sudden, I couldn't be busy. And it was lovely. So I'm going to use this opportunity to do what you ask. And thank you so much for asking, because it feels important, because it helps me get clear also. So you want to live lives of purpose. And I'm not saying that it needs to be something profound. You don't need to change the world even. But it needs to light you up. It needs to be something that you wake up in the morning and say, ooh, can't wait to do this. And then you want to live lives of passion, and any kind of passion you want makes me happy. I just want very much for you to get excited about life, for you to find out what lights you up, what you can't wait to do and what you can't wait to be. And then lives of peace. And I'm not talking about the kind of peace where, like, you have to get still and not think of thought. But what I am looking for is that you stop arguing with yourself, that you just say, oh, do I really believe that? Do I need to believe that? Is that a habit that I could just let go of? So here's what I've been doing during this time of so-called problems. Here's what I've been doing to take myself to the next step. And I give it to you with such sweetness, such humility. So thank you. So the first thing that I've been doing is practicing going into stillness. And again, stillness not so that you're never doing anything, but that even underneath the busyness, do you understand that? That even underneath the busyness, I feel stillness. I feel quiet. I can be talking to somebody on the phone, but if I notice down below is the stillness. And I offer that to you because it feels so good. And then the next thing I've been doing is having these great, profound conversations that I never had time to do before with my loved ones. And for example, nights when we have lots of company, which is almost every night, I can't do small talk, and most of you can't either. And so we choose a topic as we sit down to dinner, and it can be something like, what makes you afraid? Or how do you feel about what's going on in the world right now? Or what brings you back to your joy? Or whatever. And we go around to each person. And at first they're kind of like, oh, I could make a mistake. But then they can't find out they can't make a mistake. And so they can be vulnerable, and they can just talk, and I share their wisdom and their experience, and I am so grateful for that up to a certain point. And then at a certain point, I can't digest anymore, I can't take any more in, and I'm learning to say, sweethearts, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing such, but now I need to go away and be by myself and just digest this and be in my stillness again. And I just get up and leave and close my door. And it's fun to be able to do that. It feels so good. And then the next thing I'm doing is that I'm giving my gift to the world. And It can be anything. I don't care. You could be working at a gas station. But if it's teaching you to be kind, if it's teaching you to be patient, if it's teaching you to be of service. And so for years, mine was all about raising a big family. And people would say, "Oh, Spirit, how do you do that?" And I would think, what's the big deal? I was born to do this. This is all I want to do. I get up in the morning and I parent all day. And it feels great. And then a point came where I lost all energy. It might have been menopause, but I lost all energy for parenting. And so for reasons that only the goddess can figure out, I had 15 kids leave in 1 year. And so all of a sudden, all I wanted to do was be in stillness. So I went into quiet for 13 months. So that was my purpose then. That was my gift to the world, to be quiet. And then I got bored with that, and a new purpose showed up, which was to teach. So I did that, and you'll hear all about that another time. But now my purpose is to write my books that help people understand why unconditional love is a more effective option than anything else. And the final thing that I'm learning right now, which I give to you with such excitement, is that I'm learning not to fix anything or anybody. You know, of course, if people come to me and say, "Spirit, what do you think about this?" I do have compassion, and of course I care. But my job is always to empower whoever is in front of me. And so I'll say to them, "I know you know the truth to your own question. So what do you think?" Or I'll say, "Have you tried this?" Or "Is there a place you need to go to so that you'll know the answer?" And then I can just walk away, because it's not a gift to people for me to solve their problems. They came into a body to learn to ask their own soul questions. And so I just stay out of their way and stand back in amazement. And finally, I guess what I'm learning is not to make anything a problem. I have lots of things in my life that other people would consider problems. But I've learned that, and it may be a habit for most of us, but I've learned that people think that in order to have meaning in our lives, we have to have problems. We have to be solving things. And what I'm learning is that there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that is worth giving up my joy. Thank you so much, my friends, for asking me to do this, and we will just continue remembering how to be our divine human selves. Thank you.